Hello everybody and welcome to another Gear Talk, and this time something very different because I just ordered online from Temu, you know Temu, or how do you call it in English, the very cheap Chinese store. I order a camera, 6x6 camera, medium format. It is a do it yourself. It's a kit to build it, and I'm pretty sure it's just a nice toy, but I was curious and I ordered also two film that I want to test and see what it is. Just stay with me, and I received the package today and I still have to open it, so we can take a look together and what is inside the package, and this will be fun. Let's open it and good nice. Okay, so here is the package, and good, yeah, probably these are the two films, and this is the twin reflex camera. And yeah, the box is a little bit beaten up, but looks nice, looks fun. And let's see the film. They could have packaged this box a little bit better, but it's okay. I mean, it's really few euros. I think it was 5-6 euros. And here is the Lucky SHD 400, and this is a 110.20 film. I have no idea, I never tried it. I read online that is nice, but not that much. And here is the film in this package that is anonymous. Oh, perfect, there are the instructions on the box, so this is quite nice, and I will test this film. The idea is to test this film with this camera and then to test this film with my Hasselblad or Pentax 67 and see if it worth to order that cheap film. Actually, it's not that cheap. I mean, it's cheap. It's probably was 6 euros, something like that. But you can find also other films for just a few euros more. So if it works well, it's worth. If it's a compromise, with few bucks you can buy something that is more traditional. But I will test this and see, because I mean, a lot of people speak very nice about this film, so that's thing. And here, let's see my camera, and let's open this. And here is the, close this, I want to cut myself. And fantastic, twin lens camera reflex. This is the instruction manual, and this is the kit with everything you need inside. So this will be fun. I will film all the building of this, and we will see if something that can make fun photos. I'm pretty sure it doesn't make good photos, but I'm pretty sure it will make some very, very fun photos. Something like probably is on the level of all the plastic cameras that we sometimes use for creative reasons and this kind of thing. So this was the unboxing. Very nice, a little bit bended, but inside it seems that didn't have any damage. And I spent 20 euros for all of this. So it was 12 euros for the two film, and it was 8 euros for the camera. The idea is just to play a little. Photography is something that is creative. Sometimes you need a little push to stimulate the creativity and do something different, and this is something that for me can be a lot of fun, because you get the camera, you build it, and I know that the results will probably will be some strange with light leaks and these kind of things, but sometime from these strange experiments something very good comes out. So this will be probably fun, and I will film every step of it so I can share the experience with you. Okay, so here I opened the package and I got the instruction manual, and it seems very nice and well done, but there's one little problem. First thing I notice here, the items I have to prepare. There's the 35mm film. So at the end, this camera is not a 6x6 camera, a medium format camera, but is a 35mm camera. And okay, $8, so I can accept it. Still, it's fun. Here there's all the instruction that seems pretty nice. So I will open the box and see if I can understand what to do and start to build the camera. The boxing is very great. All the parts are really put in a nice way inside the box, so everything is very well protected. So this is a very positive side. The instructions are absolutely easy to follow. The only things that is a little bit difficult is to identify all the different parts. By the way, sorry for the very low resolution and the some time out of focus, but I filmed this with a webcam that was used to work much better. I don't know why it compresses now all the images so much, so it's not the best way to film it, but it's already done, so sorry for that. And if you're bored, just skip to the end of the assembly part. The parts are not that easy to identify. You have to put them together in a nice way and put apart so you can identify them very well. A lot of the screws are not that precise. The holes sometimes are a little bit larger or a little bit smaller. Here I do. There was a hole that was already too wide for the screw, so I had to insert something in it and try to. I inserted basically some pieces of wire inside the hole, so I was able to put the screw in the proper way and have the screw stick to it. And this is something that it's important to do. I got some glue, but at the end I didn't use it to put some pieces of wire inside. Inside the hole was enough to get the screw to stick properly in place and keep the accessory in place. The kit is really not that well done. A lot of piece of plastics needs a little bit of retouching, a little bit of sandpaper, and these kind of things. It's not a very simple process, and I found at a certain point, for example, a wire that was not sticking inside the knob, and I had to enlarge the knob. So really, there are a lot of things that are not really well built and designed. But if you like to do this kind of things, the process is fun because you have to make some effort to do everything in the right way. You have to adapt a lot of pieces to what is your I mean to your needs, and you really have to check everything that is everything must be free to rotate in case and so on. Here you can see that I was trying to different screw to insert in the knob, but it was not possible. So I got some paper and I started to try to enlarge the hole with the sandpaper so the screw can fit in. And this was a very annoying process. It was just a matter of probably a tenth of a millimeter, but really make everything a lot difficult. So I spent a lot of time trying to sandpaper this knob, the insert of this knob, so the screw can fit in. and more effort, and every time the screw goes stuck in the hole, and I had to push it out from the back and all these kind of things. And I tried to force the screw in, but that was a huge mistake. So yeah, in that case, just get some sandpaper and use the sandpaper to enlarge the hole. And by the way, there's a screw that is a different color from the other, and I was thinking that's the right screw, but the size is exactly the same. So here is just a mistake of design or production. I don't know what is, but it's something that is not really that well done and well designed and well produced. So finally, I was able to solve the problem with the screw, so I was able to move on and go on with the camera, and all the other parts of the camera were pretty easy to assemble. It's just a matter to align the plastic and understand what you need and basically following the instructions, and that's that's something that can be done pretty quickly. I was thinking that for me probably it was half hour to do all the camera. At the end of the game, it took more than 2 hours. And something that I really love is to have these glasses on me with the lenses, and you can see them. And that was one of the best things I ever bought in my life. I use them a lot every time I have to fix a camera or do something like that. It was probably something as 30 bucks, very, very well spent. And I wish uh, I had bought them much more time ago. As you can see here, the process is pretty linear. The problem is when you arrive here at the shutter. The shutter is not easy to really understand how it must be assembled, because you have the springs and all these kind of things going on. And most of all, when I finished to assemble the shutter, it was not going very well. I had to unscrew a little all the screws, and it's just a matter of balance between having the pieces kept together in a fixed way, or and the screw not tight enough to have the pieces free to move. And there is not really a very easy balance, because if you unscrew a little too much, the plastic tend to different piece of plastic tend to overlap each other instead of staying one against the other. And if you screw a little bit too much, the shutter gets stuck there. So this is another design flaw, and it's not very well done. But again, it's $8, and so it's part of the fun is also to try to solve the problem of construction. And here you can see that I read multiple times the instruction to understand if I did everything correctly. It's not easy to put the springs in the right place with the right tension without risking to ruin the tension of the spring. So it's something that you must be very careful. I got this kit thinking it was something like a nice toy to give to some kids or something, just to learn how a camera works and all these kind of things. Is not for kids at all. If you have a young kid, yes, that can be a gift, but you must really follow them during the construction. And the construction is kind of a little bit too complex and too precise to be part of the fun. So here you can see with the shutter, I really spent a lot of time to have the shutter works. And after I mounted the piece of the camera, the shutter was not working again, and I had to reopen the camera and all this kind of thing. So here, as you can see, I tried to tighten a little bit the screws and see if the shutter works or not, and so on. Finally, I was kind of satisfied, and I was able to move on, but no, still a lot of fix, a lot of trial and error in tightening the screws and so on for really a lot of time. When finally everything was ready, the shutter seems to work. And by the way, the shutter goes probably around a 60th of a second, something like that. So it's slow enough to get some light and not too slow. If you keep the camera steady, it's not too slow. You can have photos that are not moving. And here you can see it works. So I'm kind of happy, but it doesn't work again. So uh, that's uh, that's all the time that I spent with the shutter is really kind of too much. To be a really interesting kit, I mean, I prefer the idea to spend a few dollars more, but have a kit that goes together well when you mount it. Also because, again, this kind of kit is fantastic for someone like a kid that wants to start with photography, is passionate about film photography. So you can see how a camera is made, how a camera works inside. So that's the thing that is probably the best thing to do. But with this kit, it's too complex. So yeah, as you've seen, I had to open the shutter works again. I had to open again the piece because it didn't work. Now it's working, so I can put back the camera together again, and a lot of trial and error. Again, with the piece that just took away to fix the shutter, and this time also after assembling the dark part of the camera, everything worked pretty well. By the way, something that I didn't do mounting the camera, I suspected that there were a lot of light leaks in this camera, and there are. So when you mount it, if you want, you can just in some parts you can just decide to put the camera, to put some seals, some better seal in the camera, or better put a seal that are not existing in the camera, especially in the part that divides the bottom of the camera, the area with the film, to the top part of the camera where there's the mirror for the mirror for the reflex part for the viewfinder. I found that the light was mostly entering the viewfinder area, from the viewfinder area to the darkroom area. So probably there's can be nice thing to put some dark velvet felt, something like that, and isolate much better the two parts of the camera. Going on, it's a matter of really trying to put together all the pieces in the right way, go back to the instructions, go back and mount the things, instruction, mount, and so on. It's not very intuitive. Some parts are really difficult to find and decide, okay, this is the right part, and that's how it must be mounted on. a lot of trial and error. That's one thing, and you must be absolutely careful with all the screws. It's very, very easy to overtie them and ruin the plastic of the screw. So you must be very, very gentle with all the screws, and everything is designed that you can always have access to the screws and things, so it's nice. Here you can see that I mount the mirror, and this part from the viewfinder to the back where there is the film is where you get more light leaks. So especially if you leave the cover open of the viewfinder, and I always left it open because it's a pain in the rear to close it down and open up every time. Also because usually the parts of it remain in your hands, so it's not really a good thing to do. And this is the final touches when I put the viewfinder up, and that's basically the end of the building the camera. As you can see, the shade of the viewfinder is not very easy to put together. I mean, it's easy to put together, but it's always it's not very sturdy. So if you open and close it multiple times, that's a problem. Another thing that I did here, and it was a mistake, was there's a wheel that spins when the films pass over it, and it's supposed to be the counter to see how much you have to advance the film to get to a new frame. In my case, that was in some way too tight. I don't know why. So the film skipped over the teeth of the wheel, and I just advanced 2 turns, and I was sure that the film was okay. But that is something that you must be very careful that that wheel will be free to turn around without any resistance. I was thinking that the resistance was not too much, but it was. Here I'm on the lenses. The 2 lenses to mount is kind of fun, and you have to set up the things exactly for infinite and close focus and so on. So that's the story of how I built the camera. And here is the final touches, and okay, and then try to understand how to load the camera and so on.